Welcome to Blissful Transformations, and today's clip is about something that I call recycle gardening, and it's the process of growing a completely new plant from something that we might otherwise throw away. So the first clip is on leeks and shallots, and they're perfect for this process. So if you buy from your local area, which is always best because then you're not going to be introducing something new to your soil, and also the plant will grow really well because it's already suited to your climate. You can grow it in a pot. In fact, leeks and shallots don't mind being grouped together like a family actually, and they grow quite well close together. So in a pot or in the ground, it really doesn't matter for these. They don't really like so much direct sunlight when they're little tiny new plants, so try and make sure they don't heat up too much, and water them daily. Depending on their conditions, it might be once or twice a day. With the leek, they often cut off the roots, but if you're using one in the evening and you want to save the base of it and grow it in a pot or in the ground, you can just put it into a bowl with some filtered water. This one I've had in for only one day, but you can see that there's already starting to be some little tiny bits of roots regrowing. It will regrow. I'm just planting the leeks next to some shallots, which I've grown through the same method by just simply cutting off at the base and planting the base. And the thing with shallots, once they've grown, you can snip it, use the part you've snipped off, and it will just keep on reshooting. You don't have to pull it out. Here are the same two leeks just 2 days later, and they're shooting beautifully. And this is them 2 weeks later. You can see how fast this method is, because growing shallots and leeks by seed is fantastic, but it takes a really long time. These shallots have been in the ground for 1 day and already sprouting, and this is them 5 days after being in the ground. I like to feed the shallots and leeks with sea salt, which is a liquid seaweed, and it's just watered down and works perfectly. This is my patch of leeks and shallots, and they're doing fantastic, and they've all been planted through this method. Everything I grow in my garden I let go to seed, and these have actually come up on their own, and you can see there's some little baby ones here that are coming up all on their own. And leek in particular, I love the flowers. They're really beautiful, but if you pick all the little bits off the flowers, they taste just like a leek, and you can scatter the little flower heads through your salad if you like. If you want your shallot or your leek to continue to keep growing, it will if you don't pull it out, but if you just cut it off at the base. So pretty much now we've got the base in there, and it's just going to reshoot. And because I've grown this myself, it's not been sprayed. I'm just going to cut off what I don't want. And everything else I'll eat. So I've opened up all the tips of the shallots and made sure there's no dirt. If I wanted to, I can rinse them. I've done the same with the middle part, and nothing in there. The very base, which is what we typically would eat in a salad, I'm just chopping this up. But if I wanted to make a broth or a soup, I could put these in whole and pull them out at the end, or if I wanted to cut them up just fine like this, I can, and they will soften up, and it's really no tougher than eating, say, raw kale chopped up. But it does have a stronger flavour, not as sweet as the base here, but it's still perfect for eating. I hope that you've enjoyed this clip and that you'll join me in what I call recycle gardening. Comment below and let me know how you're going with it. And as always, listen to your heart and follow your bliss.